Ah, so most of us are familiar with this place. Matthew chapter 11 from verse 28 to 29, which says, "Come unto me, O ye that are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest." But that's where we stop. We don't move forward to know what the next verse is trying to say. We just stop in that, "Come unto me, O ye that are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." The next verse says, "Take my yoke upon you." do you know what it means? What it means is that nobody is free on earth. So you were heavily laden and yoked by the enemy, but God is saying, "Come, and I'll set you free from that yoke and give you my own yoke." So there's nobody that will say that, "I'm not following devil, I'm not following God." You are following one of them, my brother. You are following one of them, my sister. You cannot be following nobody. It's either the enemy has yoked you or God has yoked you. So I choose to be yoked by God, because the Bible says that his yoke is easy. So most of you can be asking, why is it you must be yoked? Have you ever seen an oxen or a horse that is free? That oxen or horse begins to roam about without finding any purpose. That oxen and horse may even walk into danger. That horse may not even survive for long, because both the oxen and the horse cannot survive well if no one is taking care of them. But how can you take care of your oxen or your horse without putting a yoke on it? The horse has a girdle around his mouth and neck by which is controlled. The oxen is being yoked. This is because you can only protect what you have control over. So for God to protect you, he has to yoke you. And another reason why he has to yoke you is because if you are without any yoke, the enemy will yoke you. But whenever you have the yoke of God upon you, the enemy will not be able to yoke you again, because you already have a yoke. Embrace God's yoke. Hold it tight. Me, I prefer today, tomorrow, and forever to be yoked by God. To always have God's yoke. Because let me tell you something, God's yoke is freedom. But you see the enemy's yoke, it's very, very dangerous. So choose to be yoked by God. You have come unto him because you are weary and heavy laden. But remember, he will give you a yoke. Yes, that yoke is to keep you. Yes, that yoke is to avoid the enemy's yoke. That yoke is to make you remain in his relevance. Yes, that yoke is to make you remain in him. That yoke is to keep you in him and keep you steadfast in him. Without that yoke, you might be surprised, it might not last even on that day in his presence again. That yoke is to keep you with him. That yoke is to make you remain in him. God bless you.